name is Blue Pizza for Real or Tridion. I, at this point of recording, am the current record holder for rebirth time. And I've had a couple people ask how I do it so fast, and I kind of just wanted to give some tips overall on how I do this. So I just finished a 1 hour and 37-minute run. Uh, so yeah, I mean, there's a few things that you have to do beforehand if you want to get to like a really low time, but they aren't necessarily needed. But it would be nice to get them. First is enchanted gum, especially loot gum. It will help very quickly in the back door and the main hub because it's mainly just antenna grinding, getting all those items, and then in the ghost world, you're also gonna need some items. So you need that. Glitchy's fine, but if you can get enchanted, get enchanted. And then bunny gum. This can help for obbies. So when you're doing Blaze, then you have to do the Block City obby, and you can just pop. You can just pop one here and jump up. This is only if you have the more agility game pass. If you don't, then you'll only go up here, but you can go on this lamppost and then jump. And if you have this parachute, which you should, then you could just use that. And then over here, then you can just jump up here, one of these trees, and use your parachute and get over here. So bunny gum is really nice to get those quickly. Next is nitro gum. So when you're in the ghost world, you aren't gonna have your turbo hoverboard or whatever, and this kind of helps. See, right now I'm going kind of slow, and the ghost world is like really fast. So if you just pop it, this is basically the speed of the turbo hoverboard, and it's kind of nice. It's really easy to get. You can just pop some glitchy or enchanted loot gum over here in these areas, and you'll get a lot of gum. It's really easy to grind. So have some of that, and then that's it for the gum, unless you want these, which can be nice, but in my opinion, I'd rather get all the item grinding out of the way within the first 3 minutes of going to the ghost world instead of using these. But if you want to, like, you do ghostly or basic or even glitchy, your hoverboard will go pretty fast if you use higher, but you'll get more items. That's optional. You don't really need to do that. The main thing, this is a pretty big thing, this teleporter down here. So you get it from this. This is the remote teleporter. It is from a blue bunny in the first place in Remnant Zone. It saves quite a lot of time, especially in the ghost world. You can go to Castle Courtyard. That's what I always teleport to for Yoko. So that helps a lot. And then Perma Magnet, that can also be found in the Remnant Zone from Remnant Jack. This will be at the 29th zone, I believe. So you'll have to finish Remnant Zone. While you're at it, get the parachute too. That would be at the 24th. It isn't the biggest help at all, but it will help with navigating obbies in the main hub and the ghost world, and just pretty much everywhere. And then this is optional, but what I do when I have quests like level blank amount of pets up to whatever level, then I just have these commons, because you'll 100% want a common. I used to have 3 of like these good pets equipped, and then would just grind it with ghosts. But if you want, and it's just a little bit faster, you can use ecto pellets. I'd recommend just using common ones because the rare ones go way more XP than you need. So if you do that, then you'll get what you need. That's optional. If you don't have the game pass and you only have teams of 3, you'll want a really good pet, like at least top 5. So I'm talking Sandstorm and better, just so you can vacuum any kind of ghosts and it isn't slow. Another main thing that you'll need is a private server. It's 10 Robux a month. It's really, really cheap. If you don't have one, there's probably some people who do that you could easily find. Like literally just hop on any public account or public server and ask, can I use someone's server? And they'll probably add you. It's pretty easy. And then the last thing, which is not needed, but it's nice in case you need to wait for something, boss bait, event bait. This skips the timer. I use it a lot in the ghost world when I need to get Grim for Blaze, and sometimes in the back door. So if you have all that stuff, you should be good. And I can kind of give you my run out to the kind of routine that I use. So when I spawn in, I have my best pets, of course. I pop loot gum instantly. I get 5 ghosts. I come over here, sell, get good back, go to the block city, and then I do this guy. I get him, and then I go around in a circle, getting all these ghosts. This should give you enough for this. If it doesn't, then that's crazy. And then you want to go over here and set your world option to teleport to the junkyard and then teleport. You can get stuff for the tires, and then you go here, you do that, and then you finish this, get a little bit of this Wild West stuff. By now your gum should about be ran out, which is fine. Then I usually go here, sell, get a new pack because you'll want to replace it every so often. And then I come here, and after my gum is finished, I like to complete atoms so I don't quote-unquote waste gum. It's really easy. After you complete this quest and submit it, then you should already have your 250 ectoplasm quest complete, and then you need to just buy 1 crate from the shop, and then you should already have the junkyard. Obviously you need to vacuum 10 or 9 ghosts from it, and then you need to find a walkie-talkie, and if you don't know where that is, it's right over here. And the reason why I say go to the junkyard and keep it on the junkyard is because you need to teleport to it 3 times while doing Atom. You don't have to teleport it, but I like to, and I just like going here and doing this to turn in his quest. So now you should have the hoverboard, and if you don't have more agility, you'll want to use this all the time, and maybe your parachute, because with agility you're not that slow, but without it you're really slow. And the hoverboard, even with no turbocharge, it's big difference in speed. And so after I complete him, I come over here, open this area, get a bunch of hammers. There are some items that you'll want to get a majority of while you're already in the main hub, so you don't have to teleport when you're doing Leo's or Yoko's quests. Those items are a decent amount of acorns, probably around 30. A good amount of hammers. I usually just vacuum the entire site. Get at least 30 extra tires. You'll want 40 extra badges from the Wild West, and then you'll want 50 from the beach. So make sure you're getting a lot of beach because you have 50 here, 50 for this area, and 50 for Blaze as well. So I do the hammers. I come over here, do the hammers, and then I teleport to the either Wild West or Area 51, wherever I got to with my gum. Get some more of these, come over here. I like this area a lot, it's very congested. You can just come over here, vacuum them, use your hoverboard, vacuum through here. I usually save the pyramids for the end, and then I come over here. Obviously, it's pretty basic over here. It should not take you long. It should take you 5 to 10 minutes if you're fast. So I get the doubloon stuff. I get pearls. Sometimes in the 9th or 8th or 9th place, you'll need to do a little bit extra because you need, on top of the antenna, 100 more for Ice Cave and stuff. And then diamonds, you're going to need a lot of diamonds because you need 100 for a quest from Leo. You'll need 50 for the Ice Cave, and you'll need 50 for Blaze. So you need at least 200. And if you just want to like look at your items and kind of base it off that, then you can do that. Or you can just kind of vacuum a bunch, This is optional, but it's very easy, in my opinion, to come here and scroll through your items and look at this amount here instead of trying to do it in your inventory, especially if you have a lot of stuff like me. It can be very irritating. None of these really help down here. So if you do all that, and then after the volcano, I like to go over here and unlock this, and you'll need it at least 100 artifacts as well, minimum. You need 25 for Blaze and 75 for a future quest. So I do that, and you don't actually need to unlock the ice cave right now. It's very, very small time save if you don't, and just save it for later. But there's a Yoko quest where you have to vacuum ghosts there, so you don't actually need to. So after this, I go to the ghost world. Oh yeah, yes, 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 yes. One more thing. In your settings, go to various. You want to turn off this prompt teleport and faster travel is enabled. So this way, when you teleport somewhere, it doesn't give you this little cutscene, right? It's not crazy, but it is nice to not have. You can just instantly be somewhere, and then this prompt teleport, no little prompt. All right, once you're in the ghost world, you won't have that much space. So instantly the first thing you want to do is go to world options and scroll all the way down. Your castle balcony should be the last thing you can select because these three things are locked. You'll want to select that and instantly teleport there. Come over here. Make sure you have some kind of auto clicker. I use OP auto clicker. It doesn't matter what you use, but I always just press E and the button for it, and you'll see the dialogue goes by relatively quickly. So I like to come over here, get this, and then come back, drop down, get this guy, and then I vacuum 3 rogue, come back, sell. Make sure when you're in these packs, okay, hopefully you'll have enough, but what I do is I always buy the protector pack, and then I buy whatever is the biggest pack I can afford. So usually I go 1, 2, 3, buy the protector pack, and then 1, 2, and buy this gas pack, and then I go to the vacuum, and 1, 2, 3, get this protector vacuum. This way you don't have to come back and buy it later because Leo will ask you to buy it. And so when you're doing his quests, sometimes this will happen multiple times throughout the run. It'll already be done. It'll be items or buying something, and it'll instantly be done. After you get your reward, if the little circle around him is still yellow with a star, then you can just press E again, and it'll be very quick. It'll be very quick. So after you get your purchase things, I like to go around with enchanted loot gum, get a good amount of these ghosts over here. This isn't a part of his quest, but come over here. You'll want to get a good amount of stopwatches. You need at least 50 for a quest, and then 250 for that little area, musical meadows over there. And then I come sell, get a new pack maybe. Then I come over here, and I get 15 rogue ghosts. And you probably should just wait until you get a certain quest from Yoko, which will give you this quest. So 35 rogue, 10 knight, 35 wizard, 10 horse. Wait then to use your enchanted loot gum over here, just to kind of save a little bit of time. If you don't have grandma's hotkey equipped, that's okay. But when I get here, I usually equip basic nitro gum, and sometimes just use this. So first thing you want to do is complete Leo. It should take you a very small amount of time. It's only 15 ghosts. And then after, you'll just want to come over here, go through this purple ring because that's a part of his next quest. And then you want to start working on Yoko. You're going to be working on these guys basically at the same exact time. It'll be a little annoying to track in the journal, but you'll be fine. So you want to come over here. Oh, you want to pop your nitro gum, go to these outer islands and finish his quest. It's 5 of these special ghosts, 20 of these normal ones for this and that area. And after that, you want to come over here, and then this is a point where I don't like to use the ecto stuff, because if you have all the pet evolution, you only need 5 ghosts. If not, you only need 10. You should have a couple pets equipped, and then you just want to switch to this third team here, I just like to use this one for leveling pets up, and then you equip the common. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 10. It's level 2. Quest is done. Don't delete this pet yet. You'll need it for a future quest, so I just like to keep it on team 3. You can submit that quest, and then afterwards, after vacuuming all those ghosts, you should have 3,000 gems to finish Leo. Then you want to turn on his quest and complete it. So the reason why you wait to complete his now instead of earlier is because Yoko has this requirements, 35 rogue and 10 knight, and Leo has 25 rogue and 10 knight, which means you can overlap and save a lot of time by doing them at the same exact time instead of doing one and then doing the other. If you're waiting for these guys to spawn, come up here and just vacuum some of these ghosts. If you want to keep track in your head the amount of horses to vacuum, it's just 10, it's pretty easy. Or you can just pull up the journal. Also, one quick note, if you jump and press hoverboard at the same time, you get a jump boost. I don't know why that is, but I use it a lot. So, you know, keep that in mind if you please. After you complete his quest, you just want to mainly do this guy constantly. So you'll finish this one. This one's really easy. Just unbox 2 pets from crate 5. You'll have plenty of gems. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you. And then these 5,000 gems. If you have a lot of rebirths already, then you can get the gems pretty quickly with the gem bonus. But just start working on the other part of Yoko quest for these gems. And if you don't get it in time, maybe open a couple of crates, grim bags, boss crates, stuff like that. That should be pretty easy to finish. And then this, again, work on the Yoko quest as you do this. You only need 10 more rogues, so you'll probably want to go up, and you can just press this teleport button and vacuum a couple, and then drop down, and then complete it. And then you want to stop once you get to defeat Grim. This is when you pause on Leo, and you go to Yoko. You should have this completed. If not, it'll be really quick. And then after you come up here, you'll turn it in, and you should hopefully have this done. If you don't, that's okay. It might take a little bit, but you should be able to instantly turn it in. And that'll be quick and easy. And then you need to, for the 5th quest, level up a pet to level 4. So this is when we go back to our team 3. And it says 50 million ectoplasm, so it'll mainly just be these guys up here. And those guys down there, if these guys are taking a while to load. If you have enough items, it would be nice to come over here. You do need to get 10 musical sheets in here, and these guys have more ectoplasm, so it'll make it quicker depending on like how fast you can level up your pet. Because me personally, I always level up my pet to level 4 way before I have enough ectoplasm. So after that quest, then you will defeat 3 bosses, and this is where you just defeat a Grim. Hopefully, if you're in a private server, a Grim should be spawned. This is the first spawning location, this is the second spawning location, and that's the third spawning location. And then Jolly Rancher, is that his name? Jolly Roger, okay. That's his first location, this is his second location, and that's his third location. And I think he like teleports on a lower bridge, but you shouldn't have to worry about that. Overall, this guy's pretty easy to find, but he's kind of annoying to fight, so keep an eye on him. Grim should be pretty easy. It's very optional and kind of unnecessary, but if you have an alternative account that has enough progress to go into the ghost world, you can have him vacuum this Grim down here for 2 minutes and 5 seconds and get him to relatively low, like 3 or 2%, and quickly do that, and then come over here and complete Leo. But that's pretty unnecessary unless you're trying to go for a new record. So you don't really need to worry about that. So after you defeat Grim, then you'll want to do this, okay? You should have this done instantly, like I said at the beginning. And then this is pretty easy. These are the hammers I was talking about. The guard's key is found over here on this little tree branch, right? And then the next quest afterwards is just more ghosts. and then more bosses. These are the last two bosses you'll need for Leo, so probably you'll want to do this Jolly Roger guy if you have ghostly eyes, and if you're fast enough, Grim won't be spawned, but if you don't want to wait, you can use event bait, or you can wait a minute or two and use that time to get some items if you don't have enough. You can always check over here. All Ghost World items are legendary, so it shouldn't be hard to find rarity-wise, because you don't have a bunch of legendary items. And if you don't want to do that, you can always come over here to this little gum machine and check the items that way. So off rip, you should want to get at least 10 of these music sheets, which I'll explain about later. And then after you get those two bosses and items or whatever, you will want to pretty much submit both of the quests. So you have both of them done by now. You had one from Grim and two from the quest that you just did, so you'll have both of them done. I like to come down here, do Leo's first because his is a little more straightforward. You just would come up here and get this little red ring, and then it's a couple obbies in the main hub. And then this guy over here, you'll need some ghosts from the ice cave and these areas over here. It's 10 pixies and 30 of these ghastly things. So you'll probably have to need more pixies. So when you start over here, if you want to grab these green guys, just them for the items and leave the pixies, then that might help you for this quest coming up. But you will just pretty much have this. So what I like to do is I like to finish this, or maybe halfway, and get the red ring and then teleport to the main hub and complete both. I personally do the junkyard instantly, go to the ice cave, vacuum everything there, go to the mine obby, finish that, and then finish ice cave, and then I come back. These are the artifacts I was talking about. This is his next quest. I would submit both. Yoko first because you don't want to track him. You want to track Leo. You want to finish Leo as quickly as possible. So you want to do Yoko and then come down here and do Leo. If you do it the other way around, it does not matter. You can just click track on a different quest. So you'll want to finish him as quickly as possible, and in the downtime of maybe waiting for some of these ghosts to spawn, you can get more of these wizards out of the way because you'll have a 20 horse quest, which might take a while if you don't pre-spawn some horses, which is fine. This is pretty easy. This is pretty easy, except there's a lot of items, but you should have plenty if you use the gum. This is really easy and my personal favorite quest from him. This is the quest I was talking about with the 20 horses, and these are the 100 diamonds I was talking about. And then these fragments, after you submit it, then I like to do a little hoverboard jump, come over here, get this one, come over here, this one, come over here, get this one over here, and then the last one is right over here. And it's relatively quickly. Probably the fourth item won't even pop up by the time you have his quest turned in, and then you can come over here and unlock this area, and the only thing you need over here is Gatekeeper. And he should be pretty easy. The only thing I will say is that very often in my personal experience, I won't have enough items over here, like these pots and these watering cans. His quests are relatively, for ghost vacuuming itself, pretty easy. You might have to vacuum some of these basic ghosts a lot more to get 5 of these special ghosts, which is fine. But I would say using a loot gum here isn't the worst idea ever. And you want to get this guy done relatively early on. You don't want to let him linger because he has a quest to defeat a boss, and you want to make sure that you do that quest while you're doing one of Yoko's boss quests, because bosses are a big time thing in these runs. They take 2 minutes and 10 seconds each boss, which is kind of a lot considering you have to vacuum up to like 20 plus mega bosses. It's kind of a lot. So you'll have Leo done by now, and whenever you're doing Leo and you're waiting for these ghosts to spawn, if there's somebody else in your server, like an alternative account, it's really nice to go over to the main hub and do something simple like find one of the locations of his symbols that I'll show you in a second. If you don't, then you can still do it anyway, just because. Um, if you want to like vacuum on the special ghost, leave, and then have them all spawn back, that could be a little time saving. But mainly, you just want to get Leo done and then get work on Yoko. And so you should have him done by now. So we'll close that tab and we'll come down here. These strange painted symbols. So I'll show you where all those locations are in order really quick. First one, you'll want to come to the garage, or not the garage, the third antenna area. This is the first one. Pretty easy, pretty easy. The second one is over there. So if you want to use that bunny gum I was talking about, then that could be nice. If you don't have more agility, you might have to do some parkour a little bit. But if you do, then you can jump up here and then go over there using the parachute. The third one is over here in the ninth area. It's just right here in this little coral thing. And the fifth one will be right here. And when you get this quest, you'll also be unlocking this area, which I like to go in here like this in first person, just for, you know, a little bit faster, just a teeny bit faster. So this is the hoverboard charger, so you can just grab that. I unlock the door, and then I worry about getting this, because you have to touch it. That's pretty easy. So those are the symbols in here. I'll show you the last one in the ghost world. It's pretty high up, and I do have a thing to get it quicker. So once you get the quest, it should be quest number 16. If you have more agility, this will be a lot easier. If you don't, you can use bunny gum if you want, or you can just kind of go like this and use your hoverboard to jump up, but that won't really save you time, because what I'm trying to do is get up to that area faster, because it's all the way up there. So if you have more agility, you can come to this yellow platform, jump up, come here, jump up, come over here, jump up, and then come to here, and then by here you can do a little wrap around like this and kind of get over here, and you'll be all the way up here. And then if you have this, you won't be going this fast, but you'll be going decently fast, and you can get this symbol and then teleport down. This would be a little quicker than just, you know, using your hoverboard to jump all the way up. It might take like 20 to 30 seconds, which can be a little tedious and annoying. So that's nice and easy. And then for the bosses, the main thing I suggest is going into public servers, and if you have ghostly eyes, this will be a lot easier. So you want to go into these servers. Usually there's not a lot, because everybody's either in private servers or in different dimensions. You'll join the lowest server, and I'll just do it right now to kind of show you what I'm talking about. And you'll want to search the 3 areas where the Dino King spawns. So I always click low quality. I don't know about you. If there's a good amount of people in your server and there's this boss next event coming, then you can pop a boss bait. You only need to touch a boss for a little bit. Like, let me see over here. So what I like to do when I'm searching for the Dino King, I like to jump up on this tree, and you should be able to see him right here. If you can't, then he's probably not there. And then this next location is over here in the Wild West. If they're not in either of those locations, they would be over here in this little area. And if they're not here either, somebody probably already got one. But if there's this next event for a boss, and there's like 2 or 3 people in your server, probably one of them will vacuum it, then you can pop it and then vacuum it for like 2 seconds. And you don't need to finish it, you just need to have a little bit of progress on it, and it'll account for your quest, which is really nice. Not having to do all those bosses is nice, and then you can keep doing this by going through other servers, or if you're one away. I kind of like sometimes going to the ghost world and gambling, seeing if I can get a boss over here. So for example, you can tell that the Grim just died over there, but there is a Jolly Roger over here. It has no progress, which will happen sometimes. Sometimes it won't even be there, but you can just do that and then come over there and do Yoko. So those are the main ways I like to find bosses. If you don't want to do all that teleporting, you can just use boss bait, but I don't like to waste it. It's not the easiest thing to get. I just have a bunch saved up. So doing all of that and just using those symbols, you should be able to get Yoko done. It'll probably take a while. I think he's the longest NPC time-wise. Blaze has 42 quests, but his quests are really easy. So the next thing you want to do is go to the back door. Make sure you're in your private server for this. If you're in a public server when you submit the second to final quest for Yoko, then you want to go to your private server and then do the purple key and that symbol, the fifth symbol, and get that turbocharger there and then submit it. And then you want to be here because this should take you 10 to 12 minutes, hopefully, around there. If you're using your gum, you don't need to do any of these NPCs. Obviously, they're all useless. And you can just do this. If you are over here in your vacuuming ghost, yada yada, you can use these little areas over here to base on how much stuff you have, or you can check your inventory. And if you are checking over here and you notice I don't have enough 10 parts, I like to come to place 13 and then dropping down to 12 because these are very congested areas. They have lots of ghosts right next to each other and they drop a lot of antenna parts. And then 15's nice, 16's nice for this area over here too, and 17's okay. But you want to make sure that you're still getting a good amount of items because you'll want an over amount. So over here, you'll want at least 10 extra of each outside of this, but you'll also want 10 of these. You'll also want 10 of these. So that is because for Ghost Hunter Blaze in the 20th area, his quests are going to have a lot of collect these amount of items, and it'll usually be just this little area, 12 to 14, 15 to 17, and then 18 to 20. And you'll have to unlock all of the special locations, including this one, which might be a little annoying. But you want to make sure you have 10 extra for 12 to 14, 7 extra for 15 to 17, and then 15 extra for 18 to 20. I kind of just like having a bunch and not having to worry about it. If you want to run through one more time after you get everything unlocked and make sure you have that little bit of items unlocked, including for Ghost World, you'll probably just aim for around 25 of everything, except the 2 things in the Haunted Castle and the musical sheets and musical meadows. You only need 10 of those. And you want to make sure you have that because teleporting, that saves, not having to teleport for those items, it saves a little bit of time. And if you do it, save those times like 5 or 6 times, it'll be very nice. And it's quite satisfying in my opinion to just have those done already. So Blaze is pretty easy. He has really small but kind of annoying tasks because you have to teleport so much. You'll want to be in a public server when you do his quests, because if you're in a private server, sometimes the teleporting can take longer or it can glitch. You'll want to have Enchanted Bunny Gum equipped for a couple of the hobbies. I will show you the key locations. You need to find, if I'm right, 6 keys. The first one, I like to teleport to the 3rd area, go in first person, and it's just right here. If you have it, the teleport thing option equipped to the 20th antenna part, which you should do, so you can teleport to Blaze immediately, then you can just press this button and it'll instantly teleport you to that dimension. So that's the first key. The second one is over here in the pyramids. Over here, up here, right here. This is the second one. And that is all there is for main hub. And then Ghost World, there's 2. And there's one thing I want to point out about Ghost World. So it's a lot more open, right? So you'll at one point want to set your teleporting thing to this throne room. And you'll have to unlock it, obviously, to get the Great Guardian. But at some point, and it's pretty much just going to be when you have to do the obby. So when you do the obby, you can just teleport over here and come over here. Use a combination of these little jumps in your parachute to skip the entire thing and just press it. It's pretty easy. Obviously, you guys just saw the other key location. This is the last one over here. And then after you get that key, you can switch your teleporting thing back to the 20th antenna spot. you'll teleport over here 3 times, one for the obby, one for this Great Guardian, and one for that one. It's very common in my experience to accidentally teleport back to the ghost world after teleporting back to the back door after completing a quest, because you're trying to teleport to Blaze's spot and you're like, oh, it's right here. But actually, you have to re-equip it after the key, come over here, and if you don't re-equip it because you're on another quest, you can just come over here, and that's pretty easy. And then I try and get into a private server when I start the backdoor quests. It's not necessarily needed, but it's nice because the final boss, sometimes somebody will already be fighting it, and instead of having to leave, you're already in a private server. But you don't need to do that. You can just stay in the public and finish all these quests. It'll be really easy, and especially for the backdoor, you can get all of them done within like 2 minutes. It's really nice. And then after you get this one over here, this will be the reverse city. I like to use this and enchanted bunny gum and use this parachute, get this. And then the next one, you'll have to do this. I like teleporting to the barn and coming over here for the key, but if you want to teleport to the 18th spot, you'll still have your gum. It's not that much faster or that much slower, but that is one of the key locations. The other one is over here behind this rock, and then there's actually 3 over here, and the second one will be over here, right here, on this ground. So you'll have all that done. You should be getting through this relatively fast, and then you can just come over here and go to the final boss. If you want to kind of get out of not having to be in a server with somebody else, if the screen comes down without it stopping, there's most likely nobody in it, but if it did like it just did now and kind of froze, that means somebody's already in the server, because it doesn't have to load up a new server. And so this guy, he's not in the queue, but if I go into the queue, for example, he's maybe gonna come over here. It's looking like he's thinking about it. But either way, if there's somebody in here, you'll want to solo it. It's much faster doing it solo, contrary to some people's belief. Especially if you have these accelerated parts, you'll have this photon. And if you're watching this video, you're probably a little bit more experienced and skilled player at this game, and you'll be able to shoot it down faster, much faster by yourself. So you can just come over here, and you have to wait for the dialogue to be over. You can't leave early and have it completed. It won't work. So after that, you want to go to the void. You don't have to submit Blaze's quest. He gives you pretty mid stuff, but if you're pretty new, then you'll want it. So over here, you have to pretty much get all these quests. I grab this guy first. I keep my auto clicker on, and then I go to Makimon, and then I come over here, go to this red place, volcano, Oro, come over here, and you won't be submitting these quests, you'll be starting them, so you won't be getting crate keys, but you get what I'm saying. You start all these quests, and you end with this pink island over here, because this is the first one that you need to do. You need to do the pink island, and then the yellow, and then the green, and then the blue, and then the red. It does this so you can't do them all 5 at once. So whatever. Whenever you're on an island, select it. So for example, if I'm vacuuming 15 quests or 15 ghosts, that would be 3, that would be 6, that would be 9, this would be 12, and then I need 3 more. I come over here, 1, 2, and then after this third one, I want to teleport really quickly, get to this NPC, and submit it. This way, your next quest will already be completed if you get enough gems. If you don't have a good amount of gem drops from rebirthing, you might have to vacuum 2 or 3. For most people, you only have to vacuum 1, and then it'll just be done. And that goes same for after you get this ring over here. You can come over here, instantly teleport, do that, and then do the ghost again. And then after the last one, instantly teleport to the NPC, complete the quest really quickly. There's only 2 gem quests, which means for the 3rd ghost quest, you don't need to do that, but it's nice to be fast anyway. So for the rings and puzzle locations, this is the pink ring, and this is the pink puzzle. Then after you finish, you'll want to go all the way down to the yellow, and then this guy, it's pretty much the same every single time. So these pyramids, you'll just want to go on top. This is the yellow ring, and this is the puzzle piece that he gives you. And then green island, this ring is down here. You can just come over here and then teleport. And the puzzle piece, it's very hard to see, but it's right here. And if you want to use this little crevice or this darker line to kind of track it, that's okay, because sometimes you can't see it at all. I've had trouble with that in the past. I don't know if they updated the color to make it more vibrant, but that is the location. And then for the blue island, this one's relatively easy. The ring is up here. You just jump through this, and then the puzzle piece is right in here. And then for the red island, we will have it up here. You can just go down here and teleport. You are okay with being burnt if you just teleport. Or you can do it on your hoverboard, it does not matter. And then this puzzle piece is over here. After you complete him, you'll want to either use a glitchy or enchanted zoom. If you have more agility, use glitchy, because enchanted will bounce you off of these like walls. And I'll kind of show you where the levers are slowly, and then I'll show you what it looks like when you use a gum. But you'll want to go to this left side first, go straight, left, left, and you want to go all the way down to this corner over here. And it'll just be in this little pocket over here. You can have your auto clicker equipped so you don't have to actively press the exact location. You can just kind of go over it. Then you'll want to go out of here, and you'll get way more used to this maze after doing it a couple times. So the next one is over here. I get this purple one next, right here. And then the green one is all the way over here in this corner, right here. And then the blue one is over here in this very squiggly of lines. You don't want to go left, you want to go right, and it'll be right here. And then the last thing to get the cane, the chest is up here. And you just want to bounce off that, you don't have to climb up it. And if you get all the levers, this wall should not be here, those should all be green, and you can just open that chest and get the cane. Bow boss should be really, really easy. It's not meant to be hard, it's meant to be easy. And then after that, you want to click sell as fast as you can and come over here and complete his quest and get your final time. That is how you complete this game as fast as humanly possible. If you do it, then a good time, in my opinion, is under 3 hours, but like a great time would be sub 2 hour. You don't have to absolutely sweat it out the entire time, and you can use some higher level tactics to become even faster than the stuff I explained in here, like using your alt account to vacuum bosses to a certain point. That can save up to 10 to 15 minutes overall. And there's also some time loss, like if your internet goes out or if the teleporting is glitched in the VIP servers. And then make sure when you're over here, by the way, this NPC type, it will be, this will be the one that, not like NPC name, world, progress, because if you have this type, then it'll just have the main quest lines, not these other ones like Julian, Club, Boss Trainer, Yoko, which is just kind of nice to have something on the outside. Like Julian can give you these pack overloaders, which can be nice in the remnant zone, and these will be ghosts that you'll just end up vacuuming from rebirthing, and stuff like that. So I like to have that so I can keep track of my quests easier. All worlds, of course. After you do finish the run, by the way, come to the main hub, and this is just after run stuff. This is after you got your time. You want to come to the main hub, come to the incinerator up here, turn on your auto clicker, and just scroll and delete all this stuff. is you don't need these items. Turning it into gum is pretty useless because enchanted gum is the best. And that incinerator is going to be nice because it has a really good pet at the end. That's the board, but there's a steel monarch pet, and it can also give good stuff like remnant Jolly Roger loot bags, this lava loot bag. These are really nice. Sometimes it'll give event bait, which is what you'll want. Here or here, both are worth buying in my opinion, more than anything else. Um, You'll just want to buy these, level your thing up slowly but surely. If you see something like these remnant loot bags, you'll probably want to buy those if you want the classified boards out of them. These lava loot bags, same premise. This is not necessarily a good deal in my opinion. It's kind of low and it's a nice item, but you know, you can get them pretty easy. But this is a good buy too. This is a good buy. If you want to use this during your run for boosted photon speed, then that's a good thing. And if you want the classified board out of this, that's good. I don't know about that one, but you'll basically just want to be going over here. And then for gems, what I like to do is Ghost World and converting souls. You need 1.7 billion, I believe, because I think the convert rate is 17 souls. So yeah, 17 souls. So you'll just want to go to the haunted castle, vacuum this stuff, make sure you have your good pets equipped, maybe use some X gum, and get 100 million gems before you rebirth. I cannot stress this enough. I used to spend all my gems before I rebirth because I'm like, it's stupid, but I am kind of mad that I didn't, because although I'm at 85 rebirths, I'm only at 723% drops, which I could be a lot higher. Try and make sure you get the 10%, even if it takes a little bit. Your future self will be very happy that you did. So use these strats to get on the rebirth leaderboard, and that is all I have to say.